Plaintiffs John Beckner and his wife Rachel say the defendant lives across the street, and he's a hothead who fights constantly with his wife. Rachel claims the defendant even punched John in the face, and they're suing for breach of contract and court costs. Defendant Ryan Craig admits that he used to run with a bad crowd and went to prison for 2 years at age 18, but says he has since turned his life around. He's countersuing for a ticket, an impound fee, and a muffler.
Start with you.
So we met the defendant back in April when him and his girlfriend moved across the street from us. We thought they were a nice couple. Later we found out that they argue a lot. Ryan's very hot-headed.
You can hear all that?
Yes.
Or are you peeking in the window?
No, they tend to start arguments and they lead outside. And we are directly across the street, so you can hear it, see it.
So they start arguing inside, and then they just walk outside. So let's take this argument outside.
One of them tends to try to leave, generally Ryan. Okay. And so Courtney follows him out, and they continue arguing.
Generally, you see?
Yes. But sometimes
so that sounds like you see it all the time.
Yes, it is very frequent that they argue.
You don't work?
I do. I work early mornings, but I mean,
and then you sit there and look out the window all day.
No,
see
Your
what
Honor.
the neighbors are doing. All right, go ahead.
So like I said, you can hear him argue quite often. He is very hot-headed, and actually in July of this year, there was an altercation where he actually assaulted my husband and punched him in the face.
About what? Tell me what happened there.
Well, it all stems from we sold him a car. Probably about a week after they moved in, he noticed that we had a car in our driveway that wasn't moving, it wasn't, being used. We have 3 other vehicles. He had came over and asked if he could purchase it. We spoke about it, and we agreed that we would do it on payments.
Okay, so you're getting into the crux of the case. I just wanted to hear about the altercation at this point. But let me get some background from you.
My name is Ryan. I had a rough childhood, grew up in a separated household, so it was pretty rough. And I was hanging out with the wrong crowd, and I changed my life around just like you did. I went to prison for 2.5 years. I got out in 2008.
What'd you go for?
Robbery. I got out in 2008. I changed my life around.
How old were you?
Huh?
How old?
18. First time ever in trouble, and it really woke me up. 2.5 years. Changed my life around, and I met my wife. We got married. We got 2 beautiful kids. 2 years ago, we found out I had cancer, and I recently just beat it.
How old are you?
31. And so
Glad you beat it. Thank you.
Thank you. But I bought the. So, as far as the arguments going, we do argue every once in a great while, just like any other couple does. I mean, everybody argues. The altercation at hand that happened was, I bought the car from him. Literally bought the car.
Dora doesn't argue with his wife.
Huh?
Yeah, that's why he looked at you. He's like, I don't argue with my wife.
I try not to.
She
but
tell me what to do, and I do it.
That's right.
Isn't that right? Yeah,
that's
usually what argue about. Go
That's
ahead.
usually what happens. But I bought the car. We made an agreement on the car.
Let's get back to that, and they'll give me the details on the claim that they have. Tell me what happened with the car.
Okay, so we sold the car to him on the 17th of April.
For how much?
For a total of $600.
What were the terms?
The terms is that he was going to give us a down payment of anywhere from $50 to $100 between April 16th and April 30th because he had just moved into the...
Did he do that?
No, he did not.
Didn't even give the down payment?
No.
Did you let him take the car?
We did because...
You let him take the car without a down payment
Yes.
of $50?
Yes.
Yet you expected a monthly payment of how much?
It was actually supposed to be weekly between $50 and $100.
Does that make sense to you?
At the time, we were just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. We figured they were across the street. We'd be able to see him. He had promised us, he was working.
No, but the down payment, that's why I'm stuck.
Again, we just wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. He was working as a waiter. He had just moved in.
Well,
so
next time, all right. Well, you just talked about, he don't do nothing but fuss and fight.
Well, at the time, it was like maybe a week into them living there. So we haven't.
Ma'am, did that bother you, that fuss and fighting, by the way? Because you should have made that part of the contract the way you act like it. No more fussing and fighting. And $50 a week. Go ahead, ma'am.
We do have a promissory note, which he signed.
Let's see it, please, Dora.
Okay. Thank you.
For a down payment of $50 and then $50 to $100 every week beginning May 1st. So he breached the contract before he even took the car.
I didn't even try to get the car. They pushed the car to my driveway. I wasn't even going to get the car until I made the down payment.
You signed it.
Yeah, we made the agreement, but then we made the agreement. They put on the title $50, but I didn't even want to take the car that day. They just wanted it out of their driveway.
You did take it.
No, they pushed. Yeah, I did.
They pushed it on you.
They wanted it out of their driveway.
That's not correct, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
He drove it off our property into his driveway.
With her husband jumping the car.
And he never paid since.
No.
Oh no, yeah, I did pay. I made payments. I got a
many?
receipt.
Hold on.
The original payment, he had asked us to give him a little bit of time for that down payment because, like I said, he just moved in. He was working as a waiter. He was the only one working, trying to support his family.
Okay.
We wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt, and we did not receive.
And helping.
Yeah, but he did take it off the property that day. On there it does say that it did need a battery. He was aware of that, so we did jump it, and he drove it to his driveway.
As is.
As is, no warranty, correct.
And what happened? Tell me about the payments.
The first payment that we received was on May 4th. He was only able to give us $20. After that, he made a payment on May 25th for $20. On June 2nd, he made a payment of $20.
You have a list? Sir, let me hear from you.
Well, the reason why I asked him when
No, come with no con. Let me just tell you that right now.
No.
You say you come up like me, and so you know I know game, backwards and forwards.
No, you're right. You're right.
All
I'm
right.
not being honest with you. I made the payments that she said I made.
Okay, and that wasn't enough, right? That was violation of the contract, right? You were supposed to pay at least $50. But go ahead. And so you violated the contract, and they are therefore entitled to all their money, but you have a defense for that. Go ahead.
Well, we made an agreement. The reason why they were only $20 was me and her husband made an agreement. I had to start paying for my chemo. At the time we purchased the car, I didn't know when I was going to start my chemo treatments, and I had to do 4 rounds. Well, my insurance, because this government, they said due to lack of proof of citizenship, they took my insurance from me. So I was getting worse my stage was getting worse with my cancer, so I had to pay for my chemo. So I talked to her husband, me and John. We usually communicate really well. And I was like, listen, I got to pay for these. I got the car out of impound. My boss actually let me get that out. So I had to pay for that. It was $475. And I was like, I got to pay for my chemo. I said, I even talked to both of them, and they both agreed at their house. I'll give you what I can, but let me get through this. Once I get through this, and I told them it was like August. I said I'd probably be done about middle of August, which that's when it was my last chemo, that I would start paying full payments because I got a better job too. So then they decided, I don't know what happened between them two. One day they came over.
Do you remember this discussion?
We discussed that. I mean, he had, the chemo and everything. We were trying to be understanding. That's why we were taking the $20 payments and not being like, no, if you're not going to give us $50, we're not going to take it. We were trying to work with him the best that we could.
But you amended the agreement in order to accommodate.
No, we had conversed.
And by the way, that's called the parole evidence rule, is the legal theory, meaning you can only change a written contract with a new written when you can't.
Yeah, we never wrote anything new. We were just verbally being like, okay, yeah, we'll take the $20. We understand.
Okay. Your counterclaim for a ticket and impound.
Yeah, I was under the assumption it was, like I said, we did the deal with the car, the agreement a day. Literally drove it right across the street because they live right across the street from me. Was told it was a great running car. Everything was good. There was his mother-in-law's car, and she just got a new one. Said it was good, registered. So I got off work the next day, and I took it for a test drive. Literally 1 block away, I got pulled over. Because I knew I was going to get pulled over, but I didn't know the car wasn't registered. They told me it was registered. So I had my tag on it because I had a chance to go get it switched over, and I was told that you can have
legally switched over?
Huh?
You had it switched over legally?
No, I wasn't. I just got the title in the car, we did the agreement, the contract. So it was literally the next day. I got off work, test drove the car to make sure it was good. I knew the battery issue was the only thing I was told. Well, I got pulled over. They tried to take me to jail. Now, to their benefit, they did try to come get the car to keep it from getting impounded, but because it wasn't registered like I was told it was, that's why they took the car. So it was $475 to get that out. And here's the ticket for that. Then my ticket that I'm still fighting right now, was supposed to be yesterday, but this is the ticket for it's $97.50.
You see it?
For the registration.
It usually has something to do with driving on suspended license.
No, my license were not suspended. They thought I didn't have a license at first, and they found out I did in Ohio.
This doesn't say anything about.
Yeah, if you look on the impound thing, it shows the reason why it was impounded. Yes.
Okay. It says hold for licensed driver. You didn't have your license.
No, underneath that it says.
No, we just talk about that. You're not having a license.
I had a license.
Underneath.
No,
let's go above.
No.
They said you didn't have a license. That's why they impounded the car. Judgment for the plaintiff. Your claim is dismissed. The impoundment was caused by you not having a driver's license. Have a good day.
We're neighbors at the end of the day.
It's just when we sold him the car, he knew it was going for a demo car, and he knew we only got the title switched over because my mother-in-law and I traded cars.
But at the end of the day, we're still gonna be neighbors.
We're still neighbors.
Yeah, man,
and we hope that there's no beef between
No
us.
hard feelings.
No.